Welcome to the E-Academy. In today's episode, we will discuss reporting of events by using the tandem of the ETHM1 Plus and the INT GSM modules. We will mainly focus on the so-called dual path reporting. This will be a further expansion of the topic from the 54th episode, in which we showed you how to configure the settings of the event reporting carried out by INT GSM. We will also show you how to use INT GSM for clip messaging. This is a new functionality that appeared with the latest release of firmware for both modules. Okay, what do we need for that? A computer with Windows operating system and the DLoadX program installed, the Intrica 128 Plus control panel with power supply and battery, the ETHM1 Plus and INT GSM modules, 2 SIM cards, an INT TST touchscreen keypad, a USB RS converter, a network cable, and a telephone. We will be using the set that was already configured in the previous episode. The local programming option is already enabled and the control panel is connected to the computer. All that remains is to run the DLoadX program. A message will be displayed about connecting to the system whose configuration is saved on our computer. Confirm, then click OK. In a situation where the Intrica and Intrica Plus control panel is working with the tandem of INT GSM and ETHM1 Plus modules, the dual path reporting can be used. This solution complies with the EN 50136 standard. It consists in the communication modules verifying the status of connections with monitoring stations on an ongoing basis, both via Ethernet and GPRS. The control panel will send event codes to the first station via Ethernet. If an attempt to send event codes using this path fails, the event codes will be sent to stations 2 via GPRS. The point is to ensure continuous and effective communication. Open the reporting window. If the tandem of communication modules is being used, you must check the reporting ETHM INT GSM option. The method of configuration of individual settings in this window was discussed by us in the 54th episode. If you want to use the dual path reporting, check the dual path reporting option. If this is the case, you must indicate SIA IP as the IP format for both stations. In the upper part of the window, the SIA IP tab has appeared. Open it. Here you can check the send MAC address and send timestamp boxes. The control panel will then also add the MAC address of the Ethernet module and the date and time of the event to the event codes. Below you can indicate if you want the data to be encrypted. If this option is to be enabled, the SIA IP encryption key will also have to be defined. It can consist of 16 alphanumeric characters or, when the hex field is checked, of 32 hexadecimal characters. In the field below, enter a string of characters used to identify the control panel when reporting in the SIA IP format. Now you must define the supervision interval parameter. This is the time interval at which an additional transmission will be sent to check communication between the control panel and the monitoring station. This parameter must be specified for the first station, that is, the one of which events will be reported via Ethernet. Enter, for example, 10 minutes. While for the second station, you can specify a greater interval between transmissions, let's say 3 hours. If an error in communication with the first station is detected, the transmission will be redirected to the second station. In such a case, the test for connectivity with the second station will take place more frequently than pre-programmed in accordance with the time parameter defined in the supervision interval field for the first station. Now the priorities of the transmission paths in the event monitoring in the communication module settings are yet to be set. Open the structure window and go to the hardware tab. Find keypads and select the ETHM1 plus INT GSM item. Go to the reporting tab. In the first station transmission priority field, leave only one transmission path, which is Ethernet. In the settings of the second station, indicate communication via GPRS. For example, by using the SIM2 card, which is currently treated as the main card. Click the right button. Finally, send the data to the control panel. Let's check now whether the switching of event reporting between the two stations works as programmed. To do so, bypass one of the zones which was added in the meantime to the first partition. On the keypad, go to the terminal. Enter the service code and press the asterisk key. Go to the zone bypassed item and press hash to confirm. Select Isolate and press the hash key. To bypass the first zone, press any number button. Press hash to confirm. The zone has been bypassed. Go back to the DLoadX program. Open the event log. The last item in the list is zone bypassed. In the next to last column, you can find the information to which station the event code was sent. The plus sign means that the transmission reached the monitoring station and was acknowledged. Disconnect the Ethernet cable from the ET-HM1+ to simulate a trouble of the transmission path. Refresh the list of events. After a while, you can see that the recent events codes were successfully delivered to Station 2. That is, the reporting has worked as it was configured. Now we can go to the further part of today's episode, which is the clip messaging. The configuration will proceed in a similar way as in the case of SMS messaging settings, which we have already shown in episode 52. Let's get back then to the DLoadX program. Go to the SMS messaging clip control tab. Important note: for the clip messaging option to be available, the INT GSM module must have firmware version 1.01 or newer. If the modules work in tandem, the ET-HM1+ module firmware must be 2.06 or newer. As you can see, the firmware in our modules has already been updated. In the INT GSM module, you can store 16 phone numbers for SMS and clip messaging. After entering the number, select the On option. Then select the partitions and specify the type of events and manner in which the user of the given telephone number is to be informed. For example, choose Bypass. After a double click, the letter S appeared, meaning messaging via SMS. 2 more clicks. The letter C is displayed. It is responsible for the clip messaging. The next option, S+C, means simultaneous messaging via SMS and clip. OK, now save the data to the INT GSM memory. Important note: in order to enable the SMS or clip messaging functions, select SMS clip messaging in the ET-HM1 tab and send data to the control panel. Keep this in mind because not selecting this option means that no SMS and clip notifications will be sent. So let's check that the messaging works correctly. To do so, unbypass zone number 1. The zone has been unbypassed. As you can see, the module is calling the indicator number. The clip messaging works correctly. An SMS message with the information on unbypassing the zone was also delivered, so everything has worked as it should do. That's all for today's episode. Thank you for your attention. We invite you to watch the next episodes of the E Academy. See you soon.